Hi guys, my name is Kim. Welcome to Beauty Talks by Missology. And today we are joined by Shireen Ahmed, and she is the Miss Universe Bahrain 2024. Hello, Shireen.
Hello, Miss Kimmy. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful and so excited.
Yes, just a quick introduction from you.
I am Shireen Ahmed. I am 29 years old. I look forward to turning 30 during prelims night, which is November 14. What a way to turn 30.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
I
big celebration.
Exactly, I'll be on stage. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I am half Bahraini, half Filipino. I've been living in Dubai working as a TV presenter and a journalist. I always wanted to write all my life, never saw myself to be in front of the camera. I was quite shy and quite timid growing up and just wanted to, publish a book. But here we are. What a turn of events. After my second time taking part in Miss Universe Bahrain, I finally bagged the crown. The first time around was in 2022 when I placed second runner up to the stunning Evelyn Khalifa. So I'm really excited to be able to finally step foot in Mexico and show everybody what Bahraini women can do.
Okay, and how can you describe yourself in 3 words?
Ooh, I would say, let's say funny and an introvert,
Oh, really?
but also very passionate. Yes.
Okay. And what is something that I would be surprised to learn about you?
Not a, and well, Close friends of mine know, but not a lot of people know that I think I've always had an independent spirit. When I was 15 years old, I told my mom I want to move and finish my final year of high school from Bahrain to go back to the Philippines because I felt like my time in the Philippines was cut a little too short and I always missed it back there. So at 15 years old, I moved back to the Philippines on my own and I studied my final year of high school all alone in a dorm room. And that's where I
Mm.
met a really good friend of mine. And then I went back to Bahrain right after that year that I graduated. So I've always really loved to live alone and travel the world alone and go through life independently, but then also being able to find my way, find my own circle of friends and own circle of people.
Wow, that's too young, 15, to be
Yes.
independent and,
I can't
living by
believe she allowed
yourself.
me.
How about like the cleaning and, washing your clothes? You know how to do that already at 15?
I mean, I'm half Filipino, so this is
So
very much embedded into us, It's very
that's
much
true.
they're gonna yell at you. My mom would have yelled at me if I didn't know how to make laba or wash dishes.
That's true.
So I did have an idea, but I'm not gonna lie, the dorms had somebody that kind of helped us out with that a little bit
Okay,
as
that's
well.
true.
Yes.
Okay. Well, how did you prepare for this pageant? And if you can describe your national costume and your gown. So I heard that you went to the Philippines to train.
Yes, of course. You always have to go to the best to train. And of course, Philippines has become the powerhouse in pageantry. And because I am also half Filipino, it was very important for me to go back and get a little bit of a sense of my roots again so I could get that inspiration, that motivation going. And my national director is based there, so everything was just much easier. We did, of course, the pasarela trainings, Q&A trainings I'm still doing now. I'm still continuing the pasarela trainings even now in Dubai.
Yeah.
With Miss Egypt, we're booking a studio, a dance studio, and we're still trying to not lose that momentum. Q&A
Mm-hmm.
training is always there. I'm always playing random questions on YouTube and answering them
Mm-hmm.
myself. Before I go to sleep at night, I'm listening to self-growth podcasts, anything that could really fuel me, motivate me, watching interviews with Pia Wurtzbach, Catriona Gray, Michelle D, all my favorites. Not biased at all.
That's
No, puro
nice.
Filipina queens. But just doing really whatever I can and also locking in on the mental headspace because this is the most crucial time is right when you're about to fly off. I know a lot of the girls can relate to this. This is when you're like, oh my God, what if it's not as perfect as it? A lot of things go wrong in this process, whether that be with your
Mm-hmm.
costumes, your evening gowns, you not feeling like you have enough time. So I'm just crunching in and really trying to focus on the main point, which was to go back to my why, and that is to represent Bahrain to do my best. That's all I could do at the end of the day, to have fun and to never forget why I went into this, which is really the purpose for me was solely for my advocacy and for me to grow as a person and to push myself out of my comfort zone, which I feel I already have and continue to work on. As for my national costume, it is a secret, of course, but the hint is that it is a celebration of Bahraini culture. It's going back to the roots, simple, elegant, and we will add a little bit of drama as well because why not? And with the
Mm-hmm.
evening gowns, I believe it's a fusion of both parts of me. That's
Mm-hmm.
another.
Can we
So
disclose the designer?
I cannot disclose the designer as of yet, but you will find out once I walk. I think it'll be very obvious, especially for the evening gowns, who my designer will be.
Oh, okay. And
Yes.
would it be sparkly, any color?
There's always gotta be a sparkle. It's not a pageant if there's no
If it
sparkle.
doesn't
So of
sparkle, yeah,
course
true.
there's a sprinkle, darling. Yes.
Okay. So this year, there's going to be a lot of candidates. It's the biggest show ever. And what's your strategy to be seen or to have an edge with the other candidates?
That's a good one. I believe being Bahraini is
Mm-hmm.
already a strategy in itself. We are the
Mm-hmm.
first GCC country to ever take part in Miss Universe Bahrain. Sorry, in Miss Universe in general. And I'm so proud at how far Bahrain has come in the name of pageantry. I'm even proud of people asking, hey, who's going to be the next candidate to represent
Mm-hmm.
Bahrain? It's already an achievement for Bahraini women that we are now known in the stage of pageantry. And that's all thanks to, of course, the leadership of the Yugen Group for putting us in that space. And so I really think that for me to stand out, it's just by showcasing more of my roots. In my case, I can only really show and share my own story. My story, which is being biracial, the adversities that came with that, the successes that came with that, how that gives me an edge because, of course, I have the support of both the Bahraini and the Filipino communities. And at the end of it, my heart. You cannot replicate somebody's, how do you say this? Somebody's intention and somebody's execution. And I believe my edge is just that I'm who I will be. I am who I will show myself to be. And I just fight for the power of single mothers. Everything
Mm-hmm.
that I do has always been for my mother because she raised me to be who I am. She sacrificed her dreams so that I could sit here talking to
True.
you, achieving all of my dreams. And that's all I want to represent. I'm happy, I'm content with where I'm at, and I think that's where the edge is. It'll speak to some people who might be on the same mindset.
Okay. Will you be wearing a burkini?
Yes, I will be. I
Uh-huh.
get asked this question a lot, and
Uh-huh.
I even get some comments that are saying, you're half Filipino. Does that mean, you
You
have more
should,
of a
yeah, that's
leeway to
true.
wear a bikini? And while that may be true for another woman, for me, it's not really a case of religion of my background. I think I would have always chosen to wear a burkini just because I am way more comfortable and confident, not showing too much of my skin in that
True.
aspect to the public. That's just my
Mm-hmm.
personal take. So I will be wearing a burkini, but by personal choice, not because of my background, my race, my religion.
Okay. Well, let's try to move to the lighter side. You just
Sure.
have to do this or that. So you just have to choose.
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Savory or sweet?
Savory.
Lights on, lights off.
Ooh, lights off. I just like the dark in general.
Love or crown?
Oh my God. We want the crown at the moment, but you know what? You cannot get the crown if you don't have love. So
Love.
love.
Love, love, love. Okay, the one who loves you or the one you love?
If you asked me 5 years ago, it would be the one I love. But right now, where I'm at, it's the one who loves me.
That's true. You get mature.
Exactly.
Handsome but not so brainy or brainy but not so handsome?
Oh my God. I could be tactical about this, but I
Uh-huh.
think I would still go for somebody that is brainy but not so handsome. I'm not too big on looks. I'm very much I would rather have a decent conversation with you.
And plastic surgery is there anyway.
It's always there, babes. If you're smart enough, we can then
Yeah,
afford the
that's true.
surgery. If it's that bad, if it's your choice, it's up to you.
Yeah. So they can be handsome.
Oh my God.
Okay. So after that, we're going to move on to the serious part of this interview, which is the
Oh my gosh.
question and answer portion. So this is a way for you to practice with me. So I want you to at least try to bear in mind to answer 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
I was
30
gonna be
minutes is
like,
like a
thank
lot.
you.
30 seconds if you can.
Okay.
Okay, let's have the first question. Do you think happiness can be measured or quantified?
Hmm. I think it depends. Happiness can be measured in a sense when you're looking at it from a personal perspective. For me, I can quantify my happiness if I'm looking at or gauging where my mental health or mental state is at. If I'm feeling okay, if I'm feeling balanced, am I feeling grounded or am I not? And I think it differs from person to person. But for me, I definitely think that you can gauge it and it will never be a constant thing. Happiness can never just stay an upside thing or a downscale thing. And that is the beauty of it, is that you just have to know how to roll with the waves of life. Thank
Okay.
you.
Next question. Are trans women women?
I don't believe it is for me to say who or what somebody is, but I believe in respect, in
Mhm,
tolerance, and in the agreement that we are all one race, and that is we're
mhm,
the human race. So,
mhm,
whatever you are, whoever you are, I am here to respect you and to love you just as
mhm.
long as you don't harm or disrespect anybody else. That is what it means to be human at the end of the day.
True. Okay. Should pageantry promotes diversity?
Of course, pageantry should promote diversity. The reason that I am here today is because pageantry has promoted diversity. 5 years ago, there was not a space for Bahraini women, for Khaliji, for Arab women in the pageant world. And now we're here. Now a lot more people are understanding what Bahrain is, where we come from, what are their misconceptions about us, how I'm able to sit here and speak to you. I am not put under any light of inability to do this. Nobody's telling me I cannot do this. I can, and it is all a personal choice. And it is high time for the rest of the universe to be able to see Arab women the way we've always been seeing
Mhm.
ourselves.
And it's very nice that, the Arab countries are like changing with time. And it's nice to see that. And that's
Yeah.
where you are there to represent.
Exactly. And I think it's not just with Arab worlds that are changing. I think we were always adaptive. I think we were
Mm-hmm.
always future thinkers. It's just that again, there was always a lot of misconstruing going on with the media. And that is
True.
why it's so good to be able to give more and more people platforms, not just Arab women, African women, people who are rarely represented, so
Mm-hmm.
that they can tell their story and not have
Mm-hmm.
others tell their story for them.
That's true. Minority should be represented everywhere so that
Everywhere.
people will understand and will have a proper understanding about other people.
Exactly, precisely.
Okay. And next question. How can you differentiate a good and a bad person?
I differentiate a good and a bad person with the consistency in their actions and not by their words.
Mm-hmm.
Words you can always say, you could always tamper, you could always play around with. And I say this as somebody who's a writer. I can always maneuver my words to make it more appealing to whoever is in front of me, understanding their their psyche in general.
Mm-hmm.
However, actions never lie. So
True.
that's how I will gauge somebody's goodness or badness.
Mm-hmm. Okay, last question from the question and answer. This is kind of long. The
Okay.
United Nations has developed 17 sustainable development goals for 2030. Do you think it will solve some of the social problems by the year 2030?
When it comes to goals such as the UN Sustainable Development Goals, what is most needed with these goals is community. It cannot be done or solved by one person. And to reach a goal for a community, we all need to be united and we all need to have an optimistic outlook. So for me, I think yes, we could solve it if we maintain an optimistic outlook and if we all really, really work hard to assist and execute whatever needs to be executed in order to meet the measures that could get us nearer to this goal.
True. Okay, that's the final question for the question and answer.
Thank
Now
you.
we are going back to the easy questions.
Okay, yay.
Okay. So from among the candidates, who do you think, apart from you, is possible to win the crown or a front runner?
Mm,
Have you
a
met any,
front
apart
runner.
from Miss Egypt, have you met other girls?
I have not met other girls. Wait, let me try to remember this. No, I have not met
No,
other
not
girls, but I
yet.
have
Okay.
spoken to other girls on Instagram. And I want to say my front runner is Chelsea Manalo because I
Mhm.
watched her entire journey with Miss Universe Philippines and I really, really am a big fan. However, right now as well, looking at everybody's ganaps online, if you
Mhm.
will, I think Finland is a front runner for me as well. She has a
Mhm.
very strong presence.
True. And
So
you could also consider Finland like probably a dark
a
horse.
dark horse as well,
Yeah,
yes. So no, I
considering.
think for front runners, yes, Chelsea Manalo, probably Dominican Republic, Venezuela. For dark horse, yeah, let's say Finland and even Indonesia, I would say, and also Egypt. I can't, I
Okay.
can't, I can't not say that. I've watched her work and I'm in awe of her story as a single mom, a vitiligo advocate, and so much more. The list goes on. And she's an Arab woman as well, and a North African woman. And she is a dark horse in my book as well. I see great things for Lejana.
That's true. Okay. And of course, except for Miss Egypt, who would you like to be roommates with?
Oh my God, that's difficult. We're really manifesting being roommates. However, I do not mind being roommates with Indonesia. I've talked to her. I don't mind Christina Chalk. I don't mind VVV. I don't mind Chelsea. I mean, I don't think I really mind anybody. I think I'm a type of
Mm-hmm.
person that can get along with whoever's in front of me. I'm a
Yeah.
very adaptive personality and collaborative as well. However, these few names are the ones that would be nice if they were.
Okay. Okay. Being a Miss Universe brand ambassador as like a national pageant winner, what is your advocacy for the brand?
What is my advocacy for the brand?
Yes, that you can offer.
Well, the one that I have been working towards, and the very reason that I even took part again this year, aside from now being able to join because I'm over the age of 28, has been, like I mentioned, to raise awareness
For
on
single
the
mom.
Yes, the plight and the essential needs of single mothers. I've been an ambassador for Hope Amal UAE since 2021.
Mm-hmm.
This group was recommended and shown to me by a friend of mine who actually passed away recently, who she was a single mom herself, who benefited from the group.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think that much like her story and the story of my mother who raised me as a single mom, if we put light and if we spotlight how isolated and the help that these women need in order to create the future generation, then more and more children would not have to watch their mothers sacrifice so much of themselves in order to see us be happy. Then perhaps maybe we could be the bridge that could just allow them to balance that a little bit so that they don't have to
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice so much because I don't think we should glorify the sacrifices that mothers have to make. I think we should help them out and it really does take a village to raise children and we should be that
True.
village for them.
Yeah, and somebody should fight for that minority as well. And it's a
Thank,
very good cause.
thank you. Thank you.
And last question, why should you be the next Miss Universe?
Loaded question. In the 73 years of Miss Universe, we've only had one Arab winner. That is Miss Georgina Risk in 1971. Diversity is important because it not only allows us to tell our story as Bahraini women, it will not only allow me to share my story and share the truth about the misconceptions, but it will also open up a new path for Arab women. Like with my advocacy, I will be able to shine a light on single mothers. But aside from that, more and more little girls who grew up like me thinking we could never be on this stage will look at us and say,
True.
we have a spot in that stage too. And that is why I deserve to be Miss Universe, because it is not just a personal achievement, it is an achievement for all Arabs, for all women who are thinking that they cannot ever make it onto this stage.
Okay, so let's manifest that. So, last thing to do is you just have to shout your name and say, I am your next Miss Universe.
Ah, okay,
Go
okay, okay.
ahead.
Let me prepare. Oh my God. I am Shireen Ahmed, and I am your next Miss Universe.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
Thank
Serene.
you, Kimmy. It's been so nice to talk to you.
See you in Mexico. Nos vemos en Mexico.
I need to see your shades there so that I can, recognize you from the
For
crowd. Be like,
sure.
that's our darling diva Kimmy over there.
True.
I love it.
Okay.
So nice
Bye.
meeting you po. Bye.